I've been waiting my whole life for this one. Orthopedic surgeon and husband for The View host, Sonny Hostin, has been named in a federal lawsuit alleging insurance fraud. She got on television. She run these women. Tell me why she got her husband is named in a lawsuit in insurance fraud, and I'm gonna show you exhibit. Let me say exhibit B. Can you show this to the jury?
You're married, Tom. You're married. If your husband's doing something, if he's allegedly doing something like this, you guys would know if your wives were up to some nefarious stuff. Let's just not forget who she is. She's been, for years, lecturing America about morality, inequality, systemic failures, and look at her track record. How many times does she have to go on in the past 2 months and look at the camera and do a legal apology for all the stuff that she said on the show? And then she also, on Trump's win, calling the loss because of uneducated white women that Trump won.
We have to know that. This is accused.
All accused. Yeah, all accused, but he's in the RICO. This is a big RICO case that her husband's in there.
For years, she has been the moral compass of daytime television, a sharp, unyielding voice on The View, dissecting political scandals with forensic precision and unpicking the very fabric of American morality. She has stood on her soapbox, unwavering, lecturing audiences about inequality, systemic failures, and the critical importance of integrity. Her name is Sonny Hostin, and her meticulously built reputation, a public persona of unimpeachable rectitude, now hangs by the thinnest thread imaginable. This isn't due to a fiery on-air debate gone awry or a controversial political take sparking outrage. No, the threat to her carefully curated world comes from a bombshell that has exploded right in her own home, threatening to engulf her entire existence in a maelstrom of scandal, devastating accusations, and a potential financial abyss. Prepare yourself, because the carefully constructed facade of this power couple, one built on a blend of celebrity and alleged medical expertise, is about to crack wide open, revealing a drama far more shocking and complex than any script could conjure. This isn't just a legal skirmish. This is an alleged $450 million fraud case, currently being touted as the largest of its kind in New York's storied history, threatening to drag Sonny Hostin, the woman who demands answers from everyone else, into the very pit of questions she so often poses, forcing her to confront a narrative she never imagined.
Orthopedic surgeon and husband of The View co-host Sonny Hostin is accused in December lawsuit fraudulently billing insurance. By the way, this is a Daily Caller story I'm reading. The lawsuit alleges Hostin knowingly provided fraudulent medical and other healthcare services in exchange for kickbacks and or compensation, and names him among nearly 200 defendants in one of New York's largest RICO cases. Wow. Hostin's attorney Daniel Twites denies the allegations, calling the lawsuit a meritless attempt by a near-bankrupt insurance carrier to intimidate doctors and restrict healthcare benefits. The case involves claims that Hostin performs unnecessary surgeries on patients after minor accidents without exploring less invasive treatments, with American Transit citing New York's 1974 no-fault law as contributing to widespread insurance fraud.
The epicenter of this seismic event is Dr. Emmanuel Hostin, Sonny's seemingly distinguished orthopedic surgeon husband. For years, he operated quite literally behind the scenes, far removed from the glare of television cameras, building a practice, a reputation, and apparently a comfortable life for his family. Now, his name is inextricably linked to a federal lawsuit that paints a picture of breathtaking alleged deception and blatant disregard for medical ethics. The allegations are stark, drawn from reports by outlets like the Daily Caller and Page 6. Dr. Hostin is accused of federal insurance fraud, specifically for performing what the lawsuit describes as unnecessary surgeries, procedures that patients might never have needed or that could have been addressed with far less invasive and costly treatments. Imagine the profound betrayal, entrusting your health, your very body, to a medical professional, swearing by their oath to do no harm, only for that trust to be allegedly exploited for pure financial gain. These weren't life-saving operations, but rather, according to the lawsuit, highly profitable procedures like knee and shoulder arthroscopic surgeries, meticulously billed to insurance companies, creating a relentless stream of alleged ill-gotten gains. And who were the alleged victims in this scheme? Not the traditional big corporations, but ironically, the insurers covering everyday workers, taxi drivers, Uber drivers, and Lyft drivers, people just trying to make an honest living whose premiums were allegedly siphoned off. It's an alleged system designed to funnel money from common folks' policies into a surgeon's pocket, turning legitimate medical practice into a purported criminal enterprise that preyed on both patients and the insurance. System meant to protect them,
The View co-host Sunny Hostin's husband, Emmanuel Hostin, has been accused of federal insurance fraud. According to a new lawsuit obtained by Page Six, the orthopedic surgeon was one of 200 defendants named in one of the biggest racketeer influenced and corrupt organization cases ever filed in New York. Emmanuel was accused of federal insurance fraud and, quote, getting kickbacks by performing surgery and billing a company that insured taxi companies and Uber and Lyft drivers. According to the documents, he knowingly provided fraudulent medical and other healthcare services, including arthroscopic surgeries.
But the true scale of this alleged conspiracy is where the story spirals into truly uncharted territory, defying the boundaries of a simple medical malpractice case. This isn't a small-time back alley scam. Dr. Hostin is just one among nearly 200 defendants named in what is being heralded as one of the single largest RICO, Racketeer Influenced and Corrupt Organizations Act, cases ever filed in the state of New York. Let that sink in for a moment. This isn't merely large. It reportedly eclipses even notorious mafia cases in its sheer magnitude, a testament to the colossal sums of money allegedly involved and the systemic nature of the purported fraud. The lawsuit, brought by American Transit Insurance, is seeking a staggering $450 million, a figure that dwarfs typical fraud cases and paints a picture of systematic, widespread alleged corruption that rivals the most dramatic crime thrillers. The accusation isn't just against Dr. Hostin. It speaks of a vast, intricate web of deceit involving a multitude of other doctors, entire medical practices, and even hospitals, suggesting a pervasive culture of alleged kickbacks and fraudulent billing. It's as if organized crime, having exhausted its traditional targets, decided to pivot to healthcare, allegedly running a surgical crime syndicate under the radar, exploiting loopholes like New York's 1974 no-fault laws. The audacity of it, the sheer scope of the alleged fraud, hints at a deeply entrenched problem that goes far beyond a single individual, touching upon the very infrastructure of medical billing and patient care.
You always say it's always the people that always do the pointing, and it always comes back to them, all right? So when you said this is the largest RICO case ever filed in the state of New York, you guys wrap that around your brain. That's bigger than the mafia case. Like the mafia one was number one. This one takes it over. So he was scamming insurance companies from taxi drivers, Uber drivers, and Lyft drivers. He was performing unnecessary surgeries and then providing fraudulent medical services in exchange for the kickbacks.
Guys, this is why we need to seriously have a long, lengthy conversation about healthcare in the United States of America. This is basically it. So Sunny Hostin's husband was basically charged with insurance fraud. What he was doing was doing like fraudulent surgeries and then overcharging the insurance companies for them. This is what this is. So now, of course, he's now being named along with about 200 other individuals in a federal RICO charge case, guys.
As this legal earthquake shakes the foundations of Dr. Hostin's career and threatens to crumble the very ground beneath their feet, all eyes inevitably turn to Sunny Hostin, the woman who has built an entire career on demanding transparency, accountability, and moral uprightness from others. Her response to this deeply personal and utterly explosive crisis, a conspicuous, almost deafening silence. It's a stark, unsettling contrast to the opinionated, often confrontational persona she cultivates on The View, where she is never shy to offer her strong take on anything from politics to social justice. Where is the sharp commentary now? Where is the fiery indignation she reserves for others' alleged transgressions? Instead, there is radio silence mixed with a touch of avoidance, a desperate attempt, it seems, to maintain an illusion of distance from the growing storm that threatens to engulf her. One can almost picture her practicing her surprised face for when the news finally breaks, hoping the courtroom drama resolves itself quietly, without a ripple on her polished public image. Yet, for a woman who has spent years lecturing America on morality, who has famously gone on air to issue legal apologies for her own on-air comments, a testament to her public accountability, this silence is far from golden. It's a calculated gamble, hoping this private family matter doesn't become the public spectacle it's destined to be. A gamble that no amount of quiet contemplation or "don't ask me about it" answers will make disappear. The pressure must be immense, and the longer she dodges the questions, the more glaring the contrast becomes between her public persona and her private crisis.
I've been waiting my whole life for this. Orthopedic surgeon and husband for The View host, Sunny Hostin, has been named in a federal lawsuit alleging insurance fraud. She got on television She got she run these women. Tell me why she got her husband is named in a lawsuit in insurance fraud, and I'm gonna show you exhibit. Let me say exhibit B. Can you show this to the jury? Roll it, Nick.
You know, doctors suffer because of big corporations as well. Doctors that want to do good, like my husband.
However, Dr. Hostin and his formidable legal team are not surrendering without a fight. They have enlisted the formidable talents of legal eagle Mark Garagos, a name synonymous with high-profile defense and aggressive courtroom tactics. Their counter-strategy is as classic as it is bold, total denial, and an immediate counter-offensive. Garagos has vehemently denied all allegations, publicly dismissing the lawsuit as a meritless attempt orchestrated by what he claims is a near bankrupt insurance carrier desperately trying to intimidate doctors and restrict vital healthcare benefits in a last-ditch effort to save itself. It's the age-old defense playbook in action. When you're caught with your pants down, blame the accuser. Oh, so you're accusing my client of fraud? Well, maybe you're the real crook. This audacious legal maneuver, coupled with the assertion that the insurance company itself is on the brink of financial collapse, sets the stage for an epic courtroom battle. It transforms an insurance fraud case into a dramatic clash of titans, where reputations, colossal sums of money, and even freedoms hang precariously in the balance. The stakes couldn't be higher, and the drama promises to be relentless, ensuring this legal saga will dominate headlines for the foreseeable future. The sheer biting irony of Sunny Hostin's current predicament is almost too much to bear. The self-righteous champion of social justice, the unwavering voice against systemic failures, the woman who has often dissected the alleged flaws of others, now finds herself staring down the barrel of a multi-million-dollar lawsuit alleging her husband's deep involvement in precisely the kind of corrupt, exploitative scheme she so vehemently denounces. She's often railed against the uneducated, castigated the alleged moral failings of politicians, and held countless individuals' feet to the fire from her perch on The View, often with a tone of moral superiority. But how does one reconcile a husband allegedly siphoning millions from insurance companies through unnecessary surgeries and kickbacks, turning a healthcare practice into a potential criminal enterprise, with a wife who casually sips coffee on national television, making judgmental comments about the state of the world? It's a stark, almost theatrical collision of her public persona and her private reality, a jarring juxtaposition that few in the public eye could easily overcome. The very money that could have been used for legitimate patient care, for healing, for those who truly needed it, was allegedly diverted for personal enrichment, and the woman who preaches about actual patient care is now entangled in the very system that allegedly subverts it. This situation, as one observer noted, makes The View look like a Sunday school picnic, exposing a hypocrisy so profound it could cut with a scalpel, making her past lectures on morality and systemic issues ring hollow for many. She once famously called Trump's win a loss because of uneducated white women, and now faces accusations of a far more serious nature hitting her own home.
Last week, we learned that Sunny's husband, Dr. Emmanuel Hostin, was named in a lawsuit filed by American Transit Insurance Company. He's one of 200 people named in this lawsuit, and they are accusing him of filing fraudulent insurance claims and also getting kickbacks from them. And it's a very serious crime. In fact, it's one of the largest, if not the largest, RICO case in New York's history, and they're seeking $450 million. And Sunny and her husband, they are fighting back. They've hired legal eagle Mark Garagos to help them fight this case, and they're claiming that this is completely baseless.
Anna went in a different direction, but I love the fact that, you know, Manny is younger, and he's
How much younger is he?
Just a little bit.
He's like 1 year, isn't he? Like a month or a year or 10 years?
5 years. It's more than a year.
Oh.
Anyway, it's not about me. I think no. I think that it's very helpful that he's handy, and when we travel, I'm not picking up any bags. He's the one that's hefting them overhead. He throws the garbage out. Right. He does the heavy.
Beyond the headlines and the deeply personal drama, this sprawling case forces a stark, uncomfortable reckoning with the American healthcare system itself. If these allegations prove true, they shine a harsh light on a deeply broken system where profit often reigns supreme, tragically pushing genuine patient care into a distant second place. This isn't merely about individual greed. It's a symptom, a stark reflection of a system that many argue is fundamentally flawed and ripe for exploitation. Is this the world we truly want to live in? A world where medical professionals entrusted with our well-being and the very sanctity of human life are allegedly more interested in lining their pockets through fraudulent means than in providing genuine healing and ethical treatment. While insurance companies, for all their complexities and their own often criticized practices of denying claims and increasing premiums, are usually portrayed as the villains in the broader healthcare narrative, in this alleged mess, they are dramatically positioned as the victims of a doctor's alleged greed. It's an absurd reversal of roles, a testament to the twisted incentives and potential for abuse that can permeate a system designed theoretically to keep us healthy. It's a relentless race to the bottom, and the only ones truly losing, suffering the consequences of inflated costs and potentially harmful, unnecessary procedures, are the patients themselves, caught in the crossfire of alleged fraud and institutional failings. The conversation about healthcare in the United States, as the transcript suggests, truly needs to be long and lengthy, extending far beyond this singular scandalous case. So what does the future hold for Dr. Emmanuel Hostin, and by extension for Sunny Hostin? The suspense is practically unbearable, a tension that builds with each passing day. Will Dr. Hostin miraculously waltz out of this multi-million-dollar legal nightmare with a shiny new medical degree and a pristine conscience, leaving the allegations behind like a bad dream? Or is this just the ominous prelude to an epic downfall, the kind that forces one to pen a memoir from inside a courtroom rather than a sterile surgery room, as his life takes an unexpected tragic turn? Each passing day promises new, juicy details, turning what might have been a routine malpractice case into a full-blown soap opera, complete with dramatic twists and turns that keep everyone guessing, wondering what bombshell will drop next. And what of Sunny? Her tightly controlled public image is under siege, perhaps facing the biggest test of her career. Will Dr. Hostin escape with a not guilty verdict and a celebratory dinner at the finest steakhouse in town, allowing them both to resume their lives as if nothing happened? Or will this case continue to snowball, revealing new witnesses, exposing even shadier hospital deals, and forcing increasingly ridiculous defense strategies to be pulled from thin air? If you're hoping for a feel-good legal victory, prepare for disappointment. This saga has all the makings of a high-drama, twist-filled season of your favorite courtroom series, except, chillingly, it's real. It's the real-life version of The Bold and the Beautiful, only with more knee surgeries, fewer love triangles, and a far more devastating financial and reputational cost. The question now isn't if the dam will break, but when and what will be left standing in its wake as a powerful figure's very foundation is put to the ultimate test. It's a drama that underscores the profound personal cost when public roles clash with private alleged misdeeds.